Hello and welcome to part 3. In this one we're going to be looking at the mission we made last time from the player's perspective. So I'm going to be showing you how, as a player, you're going to use the combat support menu. First thing we're going to look at is the helicopters. We'll look at the cargo planes afterwards. We're going to jump on Magic 66 as we called it in the last video. I'm actually going to jump in the back seat so I can go in third person and rotate the camera around for the video. There we go. So, let's open up the helicopter transport menu. First thing to note, if you see a map, you can click on it. If you click on it once, it'll create a waypoint. Click on it again, it'll create another waypoint. Blah blah blah, again and again. If you double click on the map, it deletes the waypoint. If I hold Shift and double click on the map, it deletes all the waypoints. So this allows you to quickly give some detailed routes to an AI asset. The next things we have after the call signs are pretty self-explanatory. Combat stance, return fire when you're being shot at basically, open fire or never fire. Fly in height, if that turns red, that means you're going at a dangerously low altitude and you might crash into objects on the map. I'm going to set that at 20 because live life dangerously, why not? Orbit radius, this is only ever used by orbit mission types. So if a mission, which we'll get to in a minute, says orbit, this is how big the radius around the point will be. Helicopter speed, again, pretty self-explanatory. So the third box here is the mission types. These are enacted on the last waypoint you give the asset. So they're only enacted on the last waypoint you give the asset. If you want more detail to what these do, you can press the Enable Tooltips in the bottom left. And now you'll see there's tooltips when I hover over it. You can again just disable those in the same way. What we're going to do is we're going to take a supply box, I think, to this town here, and we're going to be unloaded alongside the box. So the mission I'm going to use is unload troops, then return to base. To add a waypoint to a supply box, all you simply do is click the supply box that you want to use. You press Add Pickup Waypoint. And then we can carry on planning our mission after that. So, the first waypoint I'm going to give it is this crossroads here. Top of this hill here. And then this field here. If I change my mind about what cargo I want to be picked up, I don't need to completely delete all the mission and start again. I can just click on a different box and I can press Add Pickup Waypoint. And then it'll change dynamically to the new box. You can only pick up one box or one car, whatever you're picking up, on each mission you send to the helicopter. And the last thing then, I won't go through all these checkboxes, but precision landing on or off. If precision landing's off, it'll choose a safe location through its default logic. If precision landing's on, then it'll land exactly where you've said it should land. So unload troops, then return to base. Let's try this one out. Last thing we do, press Send Tasking to Helicopter in the bottom right.
All air elements, ground forces requesting transport.
And you see we get a notification there saying they've acknowledged it. If you find that sound annoying, you can turn the sound off, by the way, in the settings menu. So we're taking up. I'll try and speed up time where possible. Unfortunately, helicopters sometimes do things slower at faster speeds, such as picking up boxes. One thing to note with the helicopters is they're perfectly capable of defending themselves while they're carrying out tasks. So if they're under attack, you might want to abort because they're being attacked. You might get shot down, but they'll carry on happily doing it, even if they're being shot at. And if you're set to open fire or return fire, then they'll defend themselves while they're doing it. So if we go back into the support menu here, I'm going to clear all the blue waypoints, which are the ones we're plotting, and we'll see we've got arrows pointing in both directions. These are the current route that the helicopter's taking. Every time we reach one of these different locations, we'll see that we've got one of the arrows disappearing, and it's now just pointing backwards, and that's because we've given it a return to base waypoint. So after they've completed this, they'll return to base. So we've reached the general area. The first thing he's going to do is he's going to drop the cargo at a safe distance away from our landing site. A bird seems to be stuck in the rotors there. And they seem to have chosen this field here. There we go, we're going down. And he's dropped the cargo. Next thing he's going to do is he's going to go to the last waypoint we gave, and he's going to land there. As I'm the only person in the helicopter, he's just going to eject me. If you've got more than one player in the helicopter, you have to get out yourself. And because we gave it a return to base waypoint, the helicopter is going to fly back to base itself. That's pretty much it. If I need to cancel the mission, all I simply do is give it a different tasking. I don't know, for example, land engines on at my location.
All air elements, ground forces requesting transport.
And he'll stop what he's doing, and he'll come back to me and he'll pick me up. So you can use this basically for transport or resupply, or you could even use that for a bit of top cover from the aircraft's guns. The last thing we'll look at then is the cargo plane module. I'm going to get it to parachute me somewhere. So I'll need a parachute. We're also going to take some cargo with me. So I'll just jump in the back of this plane. And we'll go to the cargo supply menu. The only thing that's really different from the helicopter transport missions is on the right here. You can only take cargo from cargo depots. So if I, for example, load these boxes here, you'll see they're disappearing off the map, and that the cargo weight in the top right is also changing. So I could take one Humvee and 4 boxes. Next thing I need to do then is plan where I'm going to be dropped off. And I'm going to choose the desert over here because it's a nice flat area. I'm going to get it to drop me quite low, maybe 250. And that's just for the demonstration in this video. Again, red writing means you're dangerously low. One thing here that's different as well is I can increase and decrease the length of the drop zone by manipulating this slider, and that's how long the plane will fly level and straight over this area. I can also choose whether the cargo plane exits the drop zone left or right, so I'll choose to make it go left inland. Orbit radius the same, speed the same, we'll set that to full this time. Mission types are pretty limited right now, but drop cargo then return to base. I'm going to use that. See if you change between the two different aircraft here, you'll see what's loaded and what's not. And the last thing we've got is markers for the cargo that's been dropped out. So we're going to also be dropping supply boxes and a car. So I'm going to mark those with yellow smoke. And once again, all we do is press send tasking to
Be
plane.
advised, ground forces are requesting supplies. Cargo is at base, ready for transport.
And that's pretty much all I have to say on the cargo management system as well as the transport modules. In the next videos I'll be looking at how to make a mission with the artillery modules, and the one after that I'll be looking at how to use the artillery modules as a player and call in fire missions. I'm gonna go now and leave you to watch the rest of this video and see the results of the resupply mission we've called in. Hopefully the plane will move to the drop zone, it'll drop the cargo, any players can jump out.
Be advised, ground forces
And then they
successfully
should be marked
resupplied.
with yellow smoke once they hit the ground.